Yep, there it is. That's a really spicy wing. I'm gonna be okay. Here we go. Woo. And then
This is NGTV, and we are having a new series called Fired Up. I'm your host, Iris Barajas, and we are asking scorching questions with even hotter wings. For our first guest today, we have Principal John Fishpaw. He has worked here for 3 years and has gotten us to an A rating all 3 of his years. He's also been in the education industry for 27 years and started off as a math teacher at Austin Academy of Excellence. Welcome, Mr. Fishpaw.
thank you for having me.
How do you feel your spice level tolerance is?
I'm gonna guess I'm probably right about here. Maybe we'll see.
Okay, now we're actually gonna try our first swing.
Okay.
We're gonna start on this side.
All right.
Go ahead and try it.
You're trying yours as well.
Yes.
All right.
How do you feel?
That's not bad at all. That's
Not
a
bad.
pretty standard low-level spice.
What are some things that are on your bucket list and why are they there?
Some things on my bucket list. So personal bucket list. After I'm done with education, I would like to be able to live out in the country, and I never want to retire. I always want to work. Most of my family is they worked as craftsmen. My grandfather put copper windows. My dad handmade boots, and so I want to learn some skills and some crafts, and I want to produce things with my hands. Professionally, I want to be the principal of a building where when kids come in and teachers come in, they're excited to be there. That's my bucket list. Get the culture and the rating of North Garland High School so it is second to none, and every kid in Garland ISD wants to pick our school.
Now we're gonna try the second week.
Okay. Okay.
How are we feeling on that one?
It's not too bad.
What got you into education?
My goal was always to be a veterinarian. And when I was in high school, I got a job with a veterinarian. He let me go in the operating room and watch a surgery. And I instantly knew that wasn't what I was going to do. My first declared major was actually ranch management at Texas Tech. I'd never been on a ranch in my life, but I thought it's kind of like with animals, and I enjoy that. And what ended up happening is I realized how much I truly love just learning in this process. And so when I went into education, I thought, I'm going to do this for 3 years. I'll be a teacher for 3 years. I'll work within my community, and then I'm going to do something else. Well, I fell in love with it, and 27 years later, I'm still here.
Okay, what are some of your aspirations or interests in life outside of school?
It's the ability for people to have all kinds of careers that really interest them. It's people who have a passion for what they do. I really think that that's an interesting thing, because if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I think that's really interesting, and so there are things that I'd like to try later in life, but I'm still enjoying in the middle of this chapter. Right now, I would say if I had to pick one, I've been working on turning wood, so like making wooden bowls and making pins. I'm trying to learn how to do that right now.
It's pretty cool. Now we can try the third week.
All right. Okay.
Not too bad yet.
No, that's not bad. All right.
What are some of your funniest moments while you have been here at North Garland High School?
Some of the funniest moments?
Yes.
I love North Garland, and I told my wife, like 10 years down the road when I retire, I want you to get me a red golden retriever, just as red as it can be, and I'm going to name the puppy Sam, and that's going to be like my hangout partner. Well, I think she misheard what I said about wanting it at retirement. So this summer she bought me this puppy, and I brought him up here to get pictures of like all the Sams around the building. And so, not necessarily funny, but it was a really enjoyable moment for me. I'm struggling with this question more because I don't know that they're necessarily funny. I just think of all the moments that I truly enjoy and that I want to remember for the rest of my career. And not funny, but I'll never forget my first graduation speech and looking at 650 kids. And like that is something that will go down in the top 5 moments of my life.
If you weren't in education, what would you be doing?
Oh, if I weren't in education. All right. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm a big believer in all forms of education, career ed, tech as well. In college, I worked for a printing company. You may not be old enough to remember. Did you ever remember that big purple dinosaur Barney?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the company I worked for in college. We printed the books, the posters. They made the Barney. They started the Barney show filming it right there on the set where I worked in Allen or on that property.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
So I might be doing that. Part of me likes to think that if I hadn't done this, that I would be doing something in order to get back to society. I think that's one of the things, when you asked me about becoming a teacher, when I worked at the printing company, it was difficult to see we printed the papers to just end up in the trash. And so I don't know, that's a tough one, because once I figured out that education was my deal, I've never turned back, or no regrets.
Okay, let's try the next one.
This one doesn't look too bad.
Does not.
All right. Okay, it's not bad. All right. Oh, there's a little bit at the end. There we go. There's a little bit. Didn't start right away, but I can feel it. Okay.
What is some advice that you would give to students who are juggling extracurriculars, student life, or just in general?
That one's got a little bit of heat at the end, actually. All right, so the advice I would give to kids. When you look at extracurricular activities and they take time, I would say balance it out so that you're not overwhelmed, but don't give up everything. I'm a big believer in students that are actively engaged in a group. When I talk to kids, that's where some of the biggest connections in life come from. Don't just give up on those. You may be really busy, but those relationships that you build are so important, because when you're in an organization like band or journalism or choir, and you're seeing all the students kind of that common goal, that graduation, that being successful, that becomes the norm. This is what we do. And kids who disconnect from groups sometimes don't have that peer view of this is how we do it and how we become acceptable, or what is acceptable, and how do we get those good grades. So what I would say is, yes, you've got to balance it, but that doesn't mean give up on those activities. They're really important.
What were you like in high school?
If you had lined up every senior in my class and said, which one of these kids is going to be a principal, nobody would have picked me. So I enjoyed learning. I really did. I was in organizations, but I loved learning, but I never thought I'm going to be a teacher. I knew I had other plans. Mm-hmm. And so I was probably squirrely. I've talked to the teachers about it. One of my big value words, one of the things that I think is most important is joy. I think you have to create your own joy sometimes, because that's how you're going to find that success. I'm a big believer in that. I never failed a class or anything like that, but I also probably could have done better than I did. I spent a lot of time just creating joy. How about that? All right.
All right, let's try our next wing.
All right, try the next one.
I'm gonna need a little bit of water.
All right. So this one reminds me of the last one. Mm-hmm. It's just now getting hot. It wasn't hot at first, but it's building. All right.
Definitely.
All right, I don't think I need the water or the milk yet. I'm going to try and make it through this one.
All right.
But I think I'm going to have to go for it soon.
If the school had an unlimited budget, what are the 5 things that you would use towards it?
I think the first thing, unlimited, is every kid that came through North Garland would have scholarship money to whichever college they could get into. And so pay for pay for those post-secondary opportunities. That would be the first one.
Mhm.
We can spend money in a lot of different ways at North, and it's going to be a great value. But I am a big believer if a kid wants to go to college, wants to go to tech school, trade school, if that's something I had the power to help them with, I would do it in a heartbeat. Second, unlimited budget. I'd want to give the kids the best facility we could at 2109 West Buckingham, and upgrade the portions of the buildings for all the programs. Journalism, having a TV studio, band, having that extra practice area, getting things that the students can use for those programs. Third, I can answer this one all day. Like, I may have to go back and change some, like, opportunities for students to travel, to experience some of the things that they're learning about. When you're learning about U.S. history, and you're watching a video, and there's value there, and you're reading a book, and there's value there, but the ability to walk the site where these events occurred. So being able to fund field trips for the kids to go to experience exactly what they're learning about, for kids to dive into those opportunities. That's 3. 4, more programming at night and the evenings for families, for our whole community, like for parents to be able to come up and take some classes, some continuing education classes, opportunities for some of our kids to teach some classes to community members for the things that they're talented or skilled in. So opening up programming maybe for the community. And 5th, unlimited chicken wings in the cafeteria.
What is one program that you would like to see added to North Garland?
Ooh, a program added to North Garland. That's a tough one because, we're running 4 magnet programs right now. Our fine arts programs are running strong. We've got all of the athletics. One new program, maybe an expansion, kind of like I was talking about after school, is seniors having a program where seniors could stay and look at. I said seniors, I probably should back it up a year as well, juniors, where kids really have that opportunity to spend time in our library researching scholarships, college entrances. We've got, a College Go Center, we've got our counselors, they do amazing things, but it's that after school opportunity for kids to come up and just do extra research. And so I don't know what that would look like off the top of my head, but I know anytime that we can provide opportunities for kids to learn a little bit more about what they would like to do is time and money well spent.
Very helpful, very helpful. Okay, now we can try our next wing.
You getting any spice on that one?
That one's more sweet than...
I'm waiting
yeah.
I'm waiting to see. All right, I'm good with that one.
Okay. What are some of your biggest fears in life?
I'm a father of 2. I met my wife in high school. We went to high school together. We met in band. And so I'm a big believer in spending a lot of time with my family, and making sure that I'm there for my kids when they need me. My biggest fear is I want to make sure I always balance my family time and my time here at school, because I love both places so much. And so I'm always afraid, am I going to miss out on a little bit of this too much or a little bit of this too much? And so probably just ensuring that I've got that balance, so that I'm holding up everything that I said I would do for the people that I'm here to support.
As a parent, what would you give what is some advice you'd give to other parents?
So I get the opportunity to talk to parents an awful lot. Making sure your kids are involved in something. Don't just come to school and go home. Be involved. Join a club, join an organization. The other thing is, let your kids make some decisions now, because in just a few short years, they're going to be making a bunch of big decisions. And I think it's always better if the first time you're making decisions, it's not really big, life-changing ones. So if they want to try some school program or something new, let them try that, because when they're 21, 22, they may be making decisions for their own family. They may have children by then. So I believe, like with many things, practice just increases your ability to do, to make a better decision down the road.
What are some challenges you've faced personally, being a father of your 2 children?
So one of them was my daughter was in middle school, and she was there in 6th grade, and then in 7th grade, I was named principal of that middle school, and I don't know if you picked up on it, but I'm a big believer in kids have to live their life. They've got to be able to have control a little bit on certain things, so that as they grow and they mature, they've had those experiences. And so one of the things that was a challenge was being the principal of the middle school where my daughter went. And I mean, last name's Fishpaw. Nobody's mistaken, like, is that your child? And so that was something I had to really be mindful in navigating, because I'm the principal of the building where her teachers work, and they report to me. And so I had to be sure to balance that so that they didn't feel some way or stress. And the same thing with my daughter. And so that was a challenge for me.
All right, we can go on to our next week.
All right. Whoop, there's a lot more sauce in that one. Oh, yep, there it goes. Kind of a slow one. That's definitely the spiciest one so far. Good job on ordering them. That's definitely got some heat to it. All right.
How would you say your transition was from going from Austin Academy to North Garland High School and the school environment?
Like, I always told parents at Austin, like, we have the best kids, the best school. Love it. Like, they're coming to North. This is I couldn't believe how close this is to Austin Academy. Like, I don't know if I won some lottery or that I didn't know about, but being able to go from Austin to North has been a pretty smooth transition. I mean, you have to remember, like, at Austin, everybody's parents are dropping them off, or a bus or a walk. So, you get used to kids being able to drive and kids having to work again. But the kids here, I wouldn't trade it for anything. So respectful, so kind.
Our final wing, as tradition, we brought some extra sauce. You don't have to do it, but it's tradition to always add a little more extra.
All right.
And then try it.
All right. What kind of sauce is this?
It's atomic. All right.
You going with sauce?
I can go, and then if you want to.
All right. You want to go first? All right.
It's up to you. Do you want to?
No, you go.
Okay.
You go ahead. I'm gonna. Okay. The amount of sauce that I put on my wing, maybe. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. So I feel I probably should, in order to be fair. Wait a minute. Did you just roll it all on the plate?
Yes. I'm trying to okay. Evenly space them out.
Okay. All right, so I feel that.
Oh,
well, that's what you did on yours. I'm gonna evenly space it as well.
Yeah. Takes it off. Oh gosh.
This is atomic, right?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Warning.
Warning? Have any of y'all tried these?
Yes, we definitely did try these.
Am I making a mistake with this sauce?
No, you're okay. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're okay. Are you gonna be okay? All right, here we go.
It's very slow burning, but it will get there.
That's good to know. So far, yep, there it is. That's a really spicy wing. That's pretty spicy. All right. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
I'm going to be okay. Here we go.
All right. What advice would you give graduating seniors this upcoming year, now that they're transitioning into a life of college or what they're doing after this?
So, advice for seniors, if I were giving them advice today, say, tell me that sauce. No, I would say enjoy your senior year. You're never going to experience anything quite like it again. So enjoy this last semester. As I'm looking for.
That was the last dab on our week, so
good.
it makes sense.
That's a. And then advice as they're looking in the future, I would say find something that you love to do. Like that's going to be the most important thing. You're gonna spend a huge chunk of your life at work, so find something that you love, because not enjoying going somewhere every day is going to make for a long life. So find what you love and do that.
Okay, our final question.
All right.
Very important question, probably the most important question.
All right.
What is your go-to dance move, and can you please show us in front of the cameras a demonstration of what that may look like?
Well, I don't have a go-to. I'm not a dancer. Like you heard me say, like being in the theater, that play, that stressed me out. So if I had to dance, what would be my go-to move? Because I don't really have a go-to move. What's that called? Is that the Cabbage Patch? That's all I got?
Can you show us?
I just
The
did.
cat.
Like
There you go.
Like this?
Yeah, there you go.
That's all I got. Or there's this. What is this?
Sprinkler.
I think it's one of those two. You take your pick.
All right, thank you, Mr.
All right.
Fishpaw, for having
Oh, absolutely.
or being our first guest.
That was a ton of fun. That last one's a real deal. All right. Thank y'all.
Yay.
All right.